When it comes to watches, brands are more important than the design or even the time. For those in power, brands represent the wearer's wealth and status, and this is what matters most today. The rich and famous wear expensive and high-quality watches such as Rolex or Chopard. Longines, Omega, Armani, Titan, Seiko, and Timex are among the other classic brands on the most coveted list. In this video, we will be looking at 10 most expensive watches in the world. Patek Philippe, the Swiss watchmaker, left nothing to chance. The company planned its most extraordinary timepiece well in advance of 1989, the year of its 150th jubilee. With only 4 examples produced, the Calibre 89 was the world's most complex mechanical watch for more than a quarter century, and it continues to be unrivaled in haute horlogerie to this day. This open-faced astronomical and astrological pocket watch, despite its imposing size and weight, incorporates an enormous 33 complications with 24 hands, among 1,728 components. Make sure you don't pass up the chance to own this one-of-a-kind item. Crafted in 1943, the Patek Philippe Ref. 1527 can appear to be rather ordinary on the outside. However, the watch contains more than 20 different precious stones and is made from 20-carat rose gold. The watch's price tag comes from 2 things. The first, it is incredibly rare and was the only one of its kind. The second, Patek went on to use this model as inspiration for several other models. The Henry Graves super complication took 3 years to design by Patek Philippe in 1933, and although we do not know how long this Ref. 1527 took, it must have given the designer sleepless nights. However, it was not for nothing because the design became the basis for the other watches made later on, which we have come to appreciate today. A design that has been in use for more than 70 years must of course then be appreciated in full. This is what you call a unique timepiece. Paul Newman was a world-famous actor who was also interested in horology and motorsport. His wife gave him this watch as a tribute to his interests. The watch has a one-of-a-kind black and cream exotic dial. Because they were initially difficult to sell, it is estimated that only 1 out of every 20 dators had the exotic dial. However, after Mr. Newman was seen wearing the watch while pursuing his racing career, the price skyrocketed and was later auctioned off for a tidy sum. The Billionaire 2 is the ultimate testament to Jacob & Company's unrivaled watchmaking and gem-setting experience, know-how, and unique position. The Billionaire has created its own parallel universe in the world of high jewelry horological masterpieces, where it exists in complete solitude, unrivaled and untouched. The case and bracelet of the Billionaire are made up of 177.11 carats of 325 emerald cut and baguette cut diamonds, encasing the exclusive Jacob & Company JCAM09 skeletonized tourbillon caliber. The Billionaire 2 marries high-end haute jewelry and cutting-edge haute horlogerie in game-changing ways. The Billionaire watch, made of 260-carat emerald cut diamonds, certainly lives up to its name. It has a stunning skeleton face and is a stunning representation of the brave and rebellious Jacob & Company spirit. Wearing this watch will attract a lot of attention and is sure to start a conversation. Patek Philippe Surajachil masterpiece. The Henry Graves super complication is the most complicated watch ever made by any watchmaker without the aid of computer technology. It is a testament to the genius of Patek Philippe in collaboration with their most famous client, Henry Graves, doomed first. Commissioned in 1925, the super complication was delivered in January 1933 and has an astounding 24 complications. The title of super complication was bestowed by Patek Philippe itself on the original certificate of origin. The double dial is the Graves' most distinctive feature. One side features a large aperture for the nighttime sky of the Central Park in Manhattan. The celestial chart illustrates the correct spacing and magnitude of stars amongst the Milky Way. This dial is also calibrated for superior time, sunrise, sunset, and the equation of time for the same location. Mr. Graves' home on 5th Avenue and East 64th Street in New York. Underneath the bezel is a small aperture where the oscillating balance wheel is the reverse dial, displays mean or regular time, with one sub-dial that gives the date and apertures for the day and month. The perpetual calendar adjusts for leap year. At the 12 o'clock is the age and phases of the moon, and at 6 o'clock is the constant seconds. Smaller sub-dials of 2 and 10 o'clock display the power reserve of the movement in the strike train, which are combined with the incredibly rare and difficult to produce 60-minute and 12-hour registers for the chronograph. The chronograph is further distinguished by its split-second complication, developed to time 2 simultaneous events. The chronograph is actuated by a coaxial button to the crown. The split function is activated by the button at 10 o'clock. These complications are all combined with a minute repeater with Westminster chimes activated undermanned by the small slide at 5 o'clock and sounded with a total of 5 gongs and 5 hammers. The repeat function can also be heard on the grand summary or petit summary setting and can be manually silenced. The watch's alarm function adds to its impressive list of complications. The Henry Grade Super Complication by Protector Lee is the most important watch in the world. English. So what exactly makes this piece so special? The watch features an array of colored diamonds in unusual hues and fancy shapes that add to the glamorous appeal and the value. Graph Hallucination Watch. Image via International Diamond Exchange Online. In fact, the watch is worth a whopping $25 million, making it one of the most expensive timepieces ever after the $55 million hallucination by Graph. The words that best describe the Gigi-Lecoultre jewel are precision timepiece and breathtaking jewelry. With a price tag of $26 million, the Gigi-Lecoultre should be something out of this world. This watch represents the combination of all efforts to create a long-lasting timepiece. From the design to the assembly process and, most importantly, the incorporation of secret patented technology, the Gigi-Lecoultre jewel is one of 101 Gigi-Lecoultre ladies' wristwatches. The series is primarily comprised of high-end watches that have won the hearts of women all over the world. Marie Antoinette is said to have been fascinated by Breguet's watches and acquired several of them over the years, including a perpetual equipped with a self-winding device. In 1783, a mysterious admirer of hers ordered from Breguet a watch that was to be as spectacular as possible, incorporating the full range of horological expertise known at the time, as a gift for the Queen. The order stated that gold should be used in place of other metals whenever possible, and that auxiliary mechanisms, or complications, should be as numerous and varied as possible. There were no time or financial constraints. If you are spending approximately $40 million on a watch, you may want it to do more than just tell the time. Well, Graph Diamonds has the answer. A watch with a removable part that becomes a ring. Called the Fascination, the watch consists of 152.96 carats of white diamonds, with a center fancy cut exquisitely rare stone, that is a 38.13 carat D flawless pear-shaped diamond cut and polished by Graph in their workshops. It is this pear-shaped masterpiece that can be worn as a watch dial in a highly architectural diamond bracelet, or can be taken out and worn as a ring. The bracelet that holds the watch in its center is a masterful work of metallurgy and gemsetting. It is no easy feat to create a spectacular diamond bracelet that is also comfortable and convertible. The newest piece, according to Lawrence Graph, founder and chairman of Graph Diamonds, is intended to demonstrate the brand's close ties between its London-based diamond house and its Swiss watchmaking atelier. The Fascination is an outstanding piece, carefully crafted so that it can be worn in a variety of ways, adding a touch of magic to the jewel, Graph says. The Hallucination by Graph Diamonds is the most expensive watch in the world. The Hallucination is opulence and luxury at its finest, costing even more than the most expensive watch ever made. The watch is set in a platinum bracelet and is made of 110 carats of rare-colored diamonds in a variety of cuts and finishes. The Hallucination is a one-of-a-kind statement piece that pushes the limits of horlogery to their logical conclusion. This is the most expensive watch in the world. At first glance, one could hardly spot anything really tentative about Graph Diamond's first appearance at Baselworld earlier this year. The booth, 503 square meters upon a single elevated space, was designed by Graph's Monaco-based interior design team in the likeness of a Graph boutique. The booth was quite charming indeed, with walnut wall paneling and bronze feature showcases. However, it was the treasure within that triggered an almost dreamlike state. The sense of unreality was most likely caused by one extremely expensive quartz watch, the Graph Diamonds Hallucination, which costs $55 million and is unquestionably the most valuable watch ever created. The incredible value stems from 110 carats of extremely rare and large-colored diamonds set in a platinum bracelet. Fancy vivid yellow, fancy intense pink, fancy intense blue, fancy light pink, fancy light gray blue, fancy intense blue, fancy green, and fancy orange are some of the rare diamond colors. Furthermore, many different cuts are used, including heart, pear, marquise, emerald, radiant, and round. I've described the colors and cuts of the rare diamonds included in the Graph Diamonds Hallucination watch.